Yay! Finally, we are live. It has been literally a while since we have catched a live. I know I have been setting up lives and I have been scheduling them, but I have been like super busy with like work from like to take care of my dogs, things like that. But we do need to get back to our regular live. I was supposed to go live like in like 30 minutes. But I decided to go early because there's a lot we got to talk about. And I think OB's going live the same time I was going live. So I was like, let me get on a little bit early so we don't interfere. I don't know what that was. So we don't interfere. I know Danny's live, so there's probably not going to be a lot of people here tonight. But we have a lot to talk about. And I mean a lot. So I hope you guys are ready for a very long late night stream. From David to Celeste to Jeffrey Epstein to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I mean, I have so much to talk to you about, so much videos to show you. But yeah, happy Friday, guys. I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I hope you guys had a good week. Me, I've been working lots of overtime. Christmas is not cheap. Like, it is not for the weak at all. And why is my computer freezing? Great. We love when StreamYard decides to freeze on me. Amazing. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Dawn Marie. Hello, Dawn. How are you? How's everything? Girl, are you excited for Christmas? Because I am nervous for Christmas. And it's literally like, what, in a couple of weeks? Or sooner? What's going on with my computer? Hang on, y'all. I think StreamYard is just acting up. Okay, there it goes. Yay, we got the computer to work. Hi, Kitty Q. How are you? How you been? Are you excited for Christmas? How's everything going? I'm a little nervous for Christmas. I mean, I've been working a lot of overtime for Christmas, and I'm not even ready. You're overwhelmed? Me too. I'm overwhelmed. The only thing I did so far was like decorate. I haven't even gone shopping, like for anybody. That'll be like tomorrow's plan. But let's hope I remember because sometimes I forget how to do stuff. But let's get into a little bit of David and Celeste. There has been an update on the case. We talked about it last stream. So we're going to talk a little bit more on this stream. So if you don't remember who David and Celeste were, please go back to the David and Celeste stream. But so far, we got an update, and apparently a grand jury investigation Hernandez has been intensified in the high-profile case involving David. Morgan Roth, general manager for Mogul Vision record label, testified before a grand jury on Monday, according to TMZ. Hernandez's decomposition body was discovered in a Tesla owned by David, raising questions about the circumstances around her death. Now, the whole Celeste thing being found in the front. First, they're saying that she was decapitated and they only found her torso. Then they changed the subject and was like, oh, her body was actually frozen, cut up into pieces, put in the bag, and then it was in the front trunk. And when police found her, apparently she was already defrosting. It's been a whole whirlwind involving Celeste Rivas case and many more. Some people took to TikTok and were saying that David did it, that, you know, his manager did it. They were saying this person did it, this person did it. They think the parents were involved. It's been a whole, like, kind of like a whole rabbit. We went down a rabbit hole with this case, especially when we talked about it. We've seen a lot in the case. Why is my StreamYards doing that? Like, hello, I lost you. There we go. There we go. I was like, what happened to my StreamYards? I'm going shopping with my girls tomorrow. But I know I need to go shopping. I have not even gone shopping. I'll be listening and doing laundry. Don't remind me. I have not done my laundry either. And I usually do it every Sundays, but I'm like, you know what? I'll do it mañana. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna procrastinate and probably not even do it. Like, I'm probably gonna save it for Sunday, cause okay, I don't know what that was. What is going on? Like, why on my it's freezing, but if I look at my phone, it's not freezing. Does that make sense? I just think StreamYards is the downfall of me. Like, me and StreamYards is gonna be me and StreamYards need to make a reality TV. Because why is it glitching on my end, but on my phone it's not glitching? You heard Dawn Marie? Smash the like and subscribe because we have a lot to talk about. I still need to finish Ellen Greenberg because I keep forgetting that I need to finish it. Just like Casey Anthony, I think we only did like one trial and forgot about it. But let's get back into David if my computer decides to. Okay. My computer is like, not tonight. Okay, there it goes. According to TMZ, Morgan Roth was overheard describing Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman as very pushy when questioning why didn't he call police after learning the discovery. Oh, okay, now it doesn't want to, like. Okay, there it goes. Discovery. After learning, Morgan Roth allegedly continued, I said I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that and just wanted to continue with tour. David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, was touring when Hernandez's body was discovered in the abandoned Tesla in September. He initially cooperated with investigators, but sources recently told TMZ he is no longer cooperating and is believed to be a suspect. We talked about that last stream where they said he was a suspect, but now they're saying, according to TMZ, now he's no longer cooperating. Is he no longer cooperating with police, or is he no longer cooperating with somebody? But now David's not cooperating, and now that he is believed to be a suspect. And it's about damn time, because from the beginning, we have been saying, why isn't he not been labeled as a suspect? I mean, what is a 12 doing with a minor? Like, that is the biggest red flag ever, and I'm surprised the police didn't think about that twice. TMZ reported the grand jury proceedings have reportedly been tense, with at least one witness being so uncooperative that prosecutors considered seeking a body attachment, a court order compelling a witness to appear. The witness was a no-show for scheduled testimony and is reportedly represented by the same attorney as Morgan Roth. Morgan Roth. Well, now, what is this? Well, now, apparently, if I'm reading this right, they're going to reveal some details. But let's actually jump to, I think this is the law and crime one. Let's jump over there and see what they have to say about this. Now, StreamYards does not like to play audio. So let's hope tonight it acts right and it plays some audio. Let me see the comments. I have to pull it up on my phone because the computer on StreamYard's end is just being so wonky. What are we talking about? Are you talking about just kids? My two at home are. You want Gucci? I want Gucci too. I need new sunglasses. That's all. I need sunglasses too. Same. I feel you. I need some new sunglasses, and I need cheaper kids. Kitty cute. If I could give you cheaper kids, I would. Sadly, I can't. Okay, here it goes. It's loading. Yay. We should. Hang on. Okay, it just went without me. What is going on with my StreamYards? Maybe it's literally my Wi-Fi. Every time I come on live, it's always either StreamYards or my Wi-Fi that wants to act up. And I'm like, yo, I'm on a roll. What are you doing? Share this tab. Why aren't you sharing my tab? But we're having a little technical difficulties. What are y'all saying in the comments? Am I even talking? Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, I am talking. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, where am I at? There I am. I'm sound good? Okay. Yeah. But I don't know. So like on my phone, it's showing that like it's working, but on my computer's end, it's freezing. And I'm kind of like, what's going on here? StreamYard just doesn't want me to just get on. I need to find a different streaming platform. I heard Streamlabs or Stream Elements is good, but I don't know. Okay, let me remove this and let me fix it behind the scenes. Stop sharing. Okay. Okay, there we go. I was like, what's going on? My phone has everything shrunken down. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I think it's just my computer only. It's just, I don't know. It's being a little wonky. We're having a little technical difficulties. Okay, let's see. Okay, yay. Let's hope this plays some sound. Okay, now it's loading. There it goes. Perfect. Okay, here we go.
In the David Celeste Rivas Hernandez case, new reporting suggests that a witness didn't show up to testify in front of a reported grand jury hearing evidence, and the prosecutor is allegedly going to have this person detained and brought into court. Wild new update we need to talk about and how it fits into the overall puzzle of this story. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, before we go any further into this, got to talk about something. It's the holiday season. You might be looking for a deal on what is that perfect gift. I think I have it for you right here. The Chef IQ Scent Smart Meat Thermometer. Okay, this right here, this is the secret to stress-free, flawless cooking. So whether you're a seasoned chef or point, and with my code SIDEBAR, you can save 30% off site-wide at chefiq.com. Okay, we have yet another update in the David Celeste Rivas Hernandez case that just came out that we want to talk about. It is a continuation from what we discussed yesterday, because yesterday, if you watched our sidebar, we discussed how it was being reported that a grand jury, had been impaneled to hear evidence in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose dead body was found in a Tesla that was registered to the romantic homicide singer. This was back in September out in LA. More specifically, though, TMZ was reporting, and this is what we talked about yesterday, that the president of David's touring company was questioned as part of these grand jury proceedings, that he was questioned by a deputy district attorney in front of this grand jury on Monday, referring to Robert Morgenroth, who heads up Mogul Vision, that's David's record label, and also Zara Brothers Travel, it's the touring company. TMZ had reported, we talked about this, that Morgenroth had allegedly come out of the courtroom, was in the hallway, was allegedly overheard telling his lawyer that the DA who was questioning him, quote, "She was very pushy on why I didn't call police. I said I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that and just wanted to continue with the tour." As we discussed, this raises a lot of questions about if this is true. Are we talking about knowledge of a crime? What crime? Is David involved? We know David was on tour when Celeste's body was found. That tour was ultimately canceled. David has been basically MIA. But now, what are we talking about? New update. TMZ is also reporting that there may be some serious problems in the grand jury proceeding right now, that a witness is refusing to cooperate. Now, in TMZ's report, they mentioned that Beth Silverman, so the deputy Los Angeles district attorney, who may be spearheading this case, we don't know for sure, but may, again, and I listed this out in our previous sidebar, she's a career prosecutor who's worked on major murder cases. Well, TMZ reports that Beth Silverman allegedly went into the courtroom hallway and started talking to attorney Evan Jennis. Jennis apparently represents Morgenroth. And this is where Silverman allegedly told Jennis that she is going to petition the judge to issue a body attachment. So apparently a legal mechanism to compel a witness, here an unidentified female, to testify before the grand jury, that this person would be taken into custody and brought into this grand jury hearing. Why? Because reportedly this witness just didn't show up to testify. Now, as TMZ reports, they don't know who this person is. They comment that it's interesting. By the way, they say female, so we don't know if we're talking a woman, a minor, we don't know, but female. But TMZ, it's interesting, they're seemingly suggesting that Janice may represent both Morgan Roth and this unidentified female witness. We don't know the apparent connection between the two of them, but obviously this is noteworthy if true. Now, TMZ is also reporting that Silverman went into a courtroom with Morgan Roth and his lawyer, that there was a TMZ reporter that was allegedly told by the judge to leave. And I will also mention that TMZ has done more of a deep dive into Morgan Roth as well. They're now reporting that he was working for and with David day to day as his manager. By the way, apparently David also has another manager, Josh Marshall. He was the one who apparently, according to private investigator Steve,
I was literally about to say that. Like, didn't he have another manager named, like, what was his name? I forgot his name already. I was like, didn't he just have another manager? Okay, but now this is crazy. So now they're saying that they have a person that they want them to testify, and they're saying it's a female. Now, a female, it could be, let's just say allegedly, it could be her mother, it could be someone in her family, it could be someone in David's family, it could be a friend of theirs, it could be anyone on his team. It could literally be anybody. And now they're saying that they want this person to testify in front of a grand jury. So are we hearing that in the near future that there's something coming up soon in court for Celeste Rivas Hernandez? Is she finally going to get the justice that she deserves? Like, let's just remind ourselves, not too long ago, she was buried back in October, and this happened in September. I do hope that the PD does not fumble this case and does not fumble the ball. I mean, they already fumbled the ball when they didn't. I don't even think they're looking for the rest of her body. So that's a fumble ball. They're basically fumbling her ball. And I don't know if they found the rest of her body or if they're not even looking for the rest of her body. So now I'm just like, especially with the pregnancy allegations where a lot of people are like, maybe she's pregnant. She's probably pregnant. That's why David killed her. How do we know that she's not pregnant? Like, let's just put it into, like, realism here. First, they say they only found Celeste's torso. So they just found, like, her upper body. They didn't find her lower body. Like, are you sure she's not pregnant? Or you're just saying she's not pregnant just to close up the allegations? Is that what it is? I mean, and then they changed it up. And now they were saying that her body was frozen, that it was chopped into pieces, decapitated, this and that. Then they're saying that's not true. Both of those are not true. That never happened, and didn't give us an explanation on what it really was. So now we're kind of like, well, what is it? I mean, everybody wants to know what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. What really happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez? And why hadn't they made David a suspect since day one? Why are they barely now considering him as a suspect? Isn't it weird that he's older than her and he's with a minor? Like, that would have been suspect number one, and red flag number one. I mean, they could have arrested him or put some charges on him for being with a minor. Mind you, people said allegedly she was 11 years old when they first had interaction with each other.
Fisher, and Steve Fisher's looking into this case, that Marshall had signed the lease on the property that David was staying at in the Hollywood Hills, which was reportedly near where the Tesla was found and towed. That property, by the way, was searched by authorities. David reportedly broke the lease, moved this stuff out. But managers, they may have a connection here. All of this reporting, all of these alleged developments come as there is no arrest in this case, no charges. David has not officially been implicated in any wrongdoing. While there is reporting that indicates David is being considered a suspect, LAPD hasn't officially confirmed this. They have acknowledged potential connection to the Celeste investigation nonetheless. And this grand jury, which I mentioned before, we can't even officially confirm it's going on, but if it is, we're also not entirely sure if it's a grand jury that returns an indictment or what was originally reported by outlets like the LA Times, that this is an investigative grand jury, one that helps in producing and presenting evidence and recommending charges, but not issuing a formal indictment. That may be left to a future grand jury. Again, we don't know for sure. But what we do know is that the LAPD has been very tight-lipped about this, and that they successfully petitioned the court to seal the medical examiner's records on this case, including releasing information on cause and manner of death of Celeste while this investigation continues. They said in a statement that order was sought only to ensure detectives from the Robbery Homicide Division learned of important information surrounding her death before the media and the public. The order was not sought to undermine transparency. I want to talk about the latest in this. Let me bring in Mark Weaver, prosecutor, former Deputy Attorney General. So good to have you on. Thank you for taking the time. Are you surprised how much we're potentially learning about a grand jury? I thought traditionally we would have no idea if a grand jury was even being impaneled, let alone who would be testifying.
Well, when I'm in a grand jury as a prosecutor, I take great care to make sure that the general public doesn't know what we're doing. But in a busy courthouse, when a prosecutor goes out into a hallway to talk to the lawyer for one of the witnesses, there's going to be people there who overhear. Perhaps she could have been a little more cautious. But remember, the people who testify in front of a grand jury, the witnesses like this tour manager you mentioned, they are not bound by the grand jury secrecy rules the way the grand jurors, the judge, the prosecutor, and the prosecutor's staff are. So some of this could be overheard in the hallway. Some of this could be witnesses who've appeared leaking what happened in the grand jury.
Let me just be clear about that. You're saying grand jury witnesses come out, go on television and say everything they testified to?
They can. They're not supposed to. We saw that, as prosecutors, we asked them to remain confidential. We don't have a legal ability to do this. We saw this in the case in Georgia, the criminal case against Donald Trump, where we actually had the forewoman of the grand jury. She shouldn't have been talking because she's a grand juror. But the witnesses who go in front of a grand jury, we don't have a legal mechanism in most states to be able to stop that from happening.
Steve Fisher, the private investigator who I mentioned before, we talked about it yesterday, he had a long social media post where he basically said he was being compelled to appear in court for a contempt hearing because of what he testified to as a witness in a grand jury proceeding. He wouldn't confirm, if whether or not it was regarding Celeste or David, but.
Well, we shall see what happens from there. Hopefully they give us a little bit more information on Celeste Rivas' case and what's going on. But I mean, Jesse Rivers, right? I don't think they would tell us, there's going to be a grand jury. I don't think they would tell us. They would probably keep like a hush hush, but maybe someone did over here and they spread the word out to Team Z or to somebody. But yeah, we should probably see some more updates on Celeste Rivas' case in the next coming days or into the new year. But now we're going to shift focus and we're going to move on to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, if you don't know, let me take him off my screen. My bad. There we go. Now, if you don't know, the House of Committee just released 19 more photos earlier today, and then they released 2 more photos. Actually, I want to say like 4 hours ago or maybe 5 hours ago, they released more not videos, but photos of pictures they got from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. The DOJ actually has until December 19th to release the Epstein files. Do I think they're going to release the Epstein files? Probably not. And if they do, they'll probably just end up redacting a lot of stuff. But the House of Committee is like, we're not playing. They are dropping pictures like there's no tomorrow. They're basically putting the heat on the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. But according to the House's committee, they have 95,000 videos, and I think some videos that they got from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. And we're going to look at the recent photos. Now, if you haven't seen the last live, we actually looked at the ones that were released that they released first. We saw the dentist chair, we saw the island, we saw like the video of the island, we saw the creepy mask, we saw the picture of Epstein with Ghislaine and the Pope. But now they released some more, and they're very disturbing. Well, a couple of them are disturbing. But we're gonna look into these photos that were released. I don't think I could zoom in. I could. Okay, let me get rid of this blue. There we go. Perfect. Now we made it bigger. So they were released today from the House of Committee. There you go. What are you seeing? There will never be a release if there are names, but by that I mean we will never see real names. Exactly. I feel like they're just gonna like redact a lot of the names, or they're gonna like redact most of the list. Even if they drop the list, I just think they're gonna redact the living lights out of it. They're not gonna want us to see who was there or anything like that. So I think like the House of Committee is basically, or the House of Oversight Committee is basically putting the heat on the DOJ to be like, look, December 19th is literally like next week. It's around the corner. You haven't dropped a single doc. You haven't even dropped anything. So they've been like dropping pictures. Apparently they say they have 95,000 pictures. So will we ever see all those 95,000 pictures? I don't think so. I'll see it when I believe it, basically. But this is from Epstein's estate. The one that really like made me like confused was the part where, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Jesus Lord. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. My dogs are fighting. That was the camera. Well, I got a phone call saying that the dogs are fighting outside. And I don't want to leave you guys in the dark. So let me put on I don't have a video to put you guys on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me go get the dogs to stop fighting. But let me put you the rest of the law and crime regarding David. And let me go break the dogs up. I have so many dogs. They're always fighting with each other. Let me Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry for that. I had to get the dogs. And then StreamYards decides it's not going to play any volume, so I was just leaving you with pictures on the thing. I apologize. I need to edit that out. They always, or they will do as always. Nothing to see here. Just move on and look left like we go right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now let's jump back to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. My apologies. I need to edit that out. I didn't think StreamYards was not going to show any volume, but it didn't. So thanks, StreamYards. I'm going to send an email to you later, StreamYards. What was I saying before I got interrupted about the dogs? Oh, yes. The Epstein list. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. If they ever drop the full document, like the full, not documents, but the full files, I will see it when I believe it. They've been saying they've been wanting to drop the Epstein files for years, and they never did. They dropped some pieces, they dropped the emails, but it's not, I mean, it's the files. I'm pretty sure it's got like lots of big name people in there. They're not going to do it. And even if they do, it's going to be redacted to the core. Excuse me. So these were released today from the House Oversight Committee. Let me see, I do want to show you, if it lets me. If you want to see more of these into depth, the link to this is actually in my Discord if you guys want to go and like check it out. But the ones that really like creep me out was like these right here, like the dentist chair with the mask. Like, who are these people that you have to have these masks of? Now, allegedly, I told you about the dentist chair last live. So if you weren't here last live, allegedly people on TikTok are coming out. I don't know if it is fact or fake, but allegedly, even I think it was a news station. I actually have to find the news station to show you, but allegedly they think that the reason he has the dentist chair was because he got like a kind of like a, how do I say it, like a mold of the young women that he would take to the island of their teeth. He got a mold. So like, let's say like allegedly if a victim comes out missing, they find the victim deceased somewhere, that is the only reason, or not the only reason, but that's the only way they'll identify the victim. So he allegedly, they say that he would get the victim's mold, like he would get like a mold of their teeth, and he would keep it for if anything. But they did talk about a 15-year-old girl who tried to escape the island. I think it was PBS, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to pull that up and put it on Discord. That said that a 15-year-old tried to escape. Jeffrey Epstein basically sent a search party out. She swam into the waters out there in the Virgin Islands. She tried to escape. They found her, brought her back to Jeffrey, and I don't know what happened to her. But that's what people think. They think that maybe he used that dentist chair to get mold, like the molding of his victim's teeth. Some people say maybe he had his own personal dentist, but I would be like, you live in he claims he's a rich, wealthy man. Why would you need your own dentist in your own island? Wouldn't you just go see like your regular doctor? I don't know, but the weird thing that creeps me out is like the mask. The mask creeped me out so bad because I'm kind of like, whose faces are those? Like, you know? It's the mask and the dentist chair that's very like eerie to me. Okay, let me see. There was another one. Okay. Here we go. Now this one is called the massage therapy system. And of course, the next one is Jeffrey Epstein laying naked in the bathtub. Don't worry for my replay crew if you're listening. It's not showing nothing graphic, but it's Jeffrey Epstein's disgusting self in the bathtub. You also have the jawbreaker. Or the jawbreaker gag. I'm sorry. Always observe a person who has a gag in their mouth. Never leave that person unattended. The jawbreaker gag will cause a person's mouth to produce more saliva than a regular gag and create a choking hazard if the person is unattended or inverted for any reason. I don't know. It just gives me like the ick. Like, ugh. Ugh. Another one would be like this glove. I've been seeing and hearing all over TikTok that this is a like a kind of like a sex toy. And I'm pretty sure that hand is probably Jeffrey Epstein's hand. I don't know. I just feel like that's probably him showing off the little glove. Then you got some toys. I have to change it because I don't want TikTok to not TikTok, YouTube to come for me. And then you have the James Patterson Filthy Rich book of Jeffrey Epstein. And I believe Jeffrey Epstein is the one that's behind the book. You have the Trumpkin, Make Halloween Great Again, and it's a pumpkin of Trump. You have the temple. I think they're renovating or fixing the temple. You have Jeffrey Epstein with the busted lip. You have, I don't know who this guy is, but you got this guy in there. I mean, that's a random photo. You have Jeffrey talking to, I think they said that was, I don't remember who it was. You have him in a movie set. You have Trump condoms for $4.50. You have, I don't know who they are, but you got them in there. You got Jeffrey with them too. I mean, and then the infamous photo that everyone has been talking about on TikTok is Donald Trump with these girls. Now, a lot of people are saying allegedly these could be victims or they could be underage girls who are at the party. I don't know. You got another one with Epstein with someone redacted. You have Epstein with young Donald Trump. He has more pictures they took of. You got Prince Andrew. I mean, there's so many photos that they released. You got Jeffrey taking like a selfie. You got Jeffrey in his little Harvard thing. And you got this guy again. I don't know who he is, but this is like the second photo we've seen of him. You got Donald Trump with a woman who is redacted. And then, of course, you got Ghislaine, Jeffrey, and Mr. Clinton in the photo. You got this guy. I don't even know who these random people are. All right, that's the end of the photos. Let me pull up the thing. Let me pull up the oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Let's pull up the New York Post article. If you want to see more of these photos or even the original photos that were first released, you can head over to my Discord. I have the Dropbox link there. So the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released additional photos from the estate of late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein on Friday, featuring a who's who of celebrity, royalty, and political power, along with dark hints of his disgraced financiers' kinks. What was that? Lawmakers said they had received 95,000 images from from Epstein's estate, but Democrats only released 19 in an apparent attempt to cherry pick the most salient and headlining-grabbing images. Film director Woody Allen appears in multiple times in the Tove. In one image, accompanying former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers on a private plane, likely Epstein's notorious Lolita Express. There we go. Lolita Express. Then, of course, it has the pictures. Where'd it go? There we go. Also appearing in the Tove are former Trump White House strategist Steve Bannon, Harvard Law School professor Alan Dorosky, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, Virgin Group founder Richard Barson, and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew, Duke of York. President Trump and former President Bill Clinton are seen in what appear to be pictures taken of earlier photos. Okay, in one image, Clinton, there we go. In one image, Clinton poses with Epstein and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, along with another couple. In another black and white image, Trump poses with 6 women whose faces have been redacted, creating the impression that they could be Epstein victims. Another picture apparently taken on a private jet. Trump is seen with his tie loosened and sitting next to a blonde who does not appear to be his current wife, Melania, and whose face is also redacted. Trump and Epstein were friends in the late 1980s and 1990s, and had a fallout around 2004 before Epstein was investigated for sex crimes. The documents released have not shown evidence of any crime wrongdoing by the president. The White House blasted the Democrats Friday's photo dump, claiming they cherry-picked photos with random redactions to try and create a false narrative. The Democrat hoax against President Trump has been repeatedly debunked, and the Trump administration has done more for Epstein's victims than Democrats has ever had by repeatedly calling for transparency, releasing thousands of pages of documents and calling for further investigation into Epstein's Democrat friends. White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson said. We haven't seen the full docs, not redacted, so yeah, they should just, what are you hiding? Just release them. Most ominously, 2 pictures featured paraphernalia from a X shop, including restraints and so-called jawbreaker gag. Another photo shows a display of Trump condoms, a popular novelty item during the 2016 presidential campaign, featuring a cartoon of the 45th and 47th president in the message, "I'm huge." Once again, Ranking Member Robert Garcia and Oversight Committee Democrats are cherry-picking photos and making targeted redactions to create a false narrative from President Trump, or about President Trump. A spokesperson for the House Oversight Committee said in a statement, "We received over 95,000 photos and Democrats released just a handful." Democrats' hoax against President Trump has been completely debunked. Nothing in the documents we received shows any wrongdoing. It's a shameful, Rep. Garcia. Democrats continue to put politics above justice for the survivors. The legal team for Epstein's estate told the Post that faces were redacted based on their request. In response to the subpoena issued by the House Oversight Committee, the Epstein estate produced those photos on the committee's express assurance that the committee staff would redact faces and other identifying characteristics of potential Epstein victims before their public disclosure. Attorney Daniel H. Weiner from Hughes, Halbert, and Reed LLP told the Post where individuals' faces are redacted that has been done by the committee staff. Friday's release came 7 days before the Justice Department faces the deadline to release all its files related to Epstein, who was found dead in his Manhattan jail cell August 10th, 2019, while waiting trial on federal trafficking charges. It is time to end this White House cover-up and bring justice to survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and his powerful friends, Garcia said in a statement. These disturbing photos raise even more questions about Epstein and his relationship with some of the most powerful men in the world. We will not rest until the American people get the truth. The Department of Justice must release all the files now. Agree. But are they going to do that? I'll see it when I believe it. I will. All right. So that's Epstein. That's a little update on Epstein. We talked about David and Celeste. Now we're going to shift gears into a different case. We have, I think, a lot to talk about. Let's talk about Danika Troy, and then we're going to talk about Courtney Clenney, and then I have some stuff to show you that just came out about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I was like, oh, what? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, What the heck? And I am going to give a huge shout out to this one channel that I saw. Shout out to TikTok, because if TikTok never sent me to this channel, I would have never knew this about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I was like, oh my God. Like, yo, I was like, are you, what's going on? And I think that this channel is actually going live tomorrow. Turn on, I don't know what that is. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Danika Troy. I'm new to the Danika Troy case. I saw Duty Ron cover it. He does an amazing job. You guys should go subscribe to Duty Ron. Again, I've been catching a lot of people in Replay Crew. I haven't been able to catch a Duty Ron live in like forever. I need to catch a live one of these days. Just like OB, I know OB is live, so after I finish, I am heading to OB's. I did catch a little bit of Danny's live, but let's talk about Danika Troy. We're gonna start from the very beginning to what it is now. But please bear with me. I'm gonna do a lot of reading because now I'm not getting any volume thanks to StreamYards. So the mom, if you know about Danika Troy, leave it down in the comments. If you're new to the Danika Troy case, stay with me because I'm going to be talking about it. So the mom of a 14-year-old girl fatally shot and burned in an alleged online dispute has issued a heartbreaking plea begging people to post photos of her child since she never would let me take any of her. Please, anyone with photos of my Danika, post them here. Ashley Troy of Florida wrote on Facebook on Friday, 3 days after her daughter's body was found in a pace near the southern coast of the state Panhandle. She would never let me take any of her as a teen. A flood of family and friends swiftly responded, posting scores of snaps and videos, including one showing Danika decked out in a pink tutu and wearing a birthday party hat as a little girl while holding a small pink guitar, singing in a toy microphone of what appears to be at a park. Most of the photos are posted without captions, indicating none were needed, aimed the intense sorrow. Also on the mom's page is a photo she posted herself on September 2023, and which is now her Facebook cover photo. It shows Danika and her little sister standing against a wall mural, each of them perfectly aligned with their own pair of rainbow-colored angel wings. Authorities said Danika was lured into a wooded area and shot to death December 2nd by babyface suspect. Ooh. I'm sorry if I'm butchering their names, but it's Kimhari Blevins, who's 14, and Gabriel Williams, who's 16. Cops said the three teens were school acquaintances and had a fallout over Thanksgiving break. But boys allegedly incensed about Ashley blocking Blevins on social media and calling Williams worthless and a gang banger. She had been missing since November 30th and was reported as a runaway the next day. Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson told reporters at a press conference. These are them? These are the ones that did it? Or so they accused of murdering Danika, allegedly stole his mother's gun. These are them? Kids. Kids are doing this. This is giving Slenderman vibes. I talked about the Slenderman case in the beginning. Okay, let me finish this before I. The suspects who have been charged in her murder are accused of heartlessly setting her remains on fire after killing her. Johnson said William had stole his mother's handgun for the attack. Danika's mom had posted photos of her daughter's sky blue and white Air Jordan sneakers, as well as a black puffer jacket, when she went missing, desperately seeking information on her whereabouts. Let me finish reading before I say what I gotta say. Okay. Then in the later post asking for photos of her now deceased daughter, she wrote her plea below a somber photo of an island in the distance. Ashley's friends Circle responded to the post with photo after photo of Danika, including one at her school holding a a Ravenous Reader certificate with her name on it issued in January 2021. Other photos show Danika as a little girl collecting Easter eggs and as an adolescent still in pigtails. One snapshot of the thread was from a previous Christmas showing a gleaming Ashley with Danika as a toddler, sporting a festive outfit with a tiny tiara. So you're telling me, first of all, okay, let me go back to these two right here. So you're telling me this... Hold on. So you're telling me he stole his mom's handgun to commit the murder. And then you're telling me he got his friend involved to commit the murder. First of all, where the heck is this dude's parents? And why do you have a handgun where your teenage son can have access to it, where he can easily take it, use it, then put it back? You should lock that away from your child, okay? And what in their minds is making them want to murder from what I'm getting from a sweet little girl? Just over a fallout, just because you had a fallout with her. If you had a fallout, just ignore her. Don't talk to her. That doesn't mean you should unalive her. That's wrong. This is another case where I think the parents should be jail cell mates with their kids. Okay. This is giving like the Slenderman vibes, Morgan Geyser, Anissa Weber type thing, where they lured their friend into the wooded area and they almost killed her to death. Luckily, she made it out alive, but they did it because they believed the fictional character Slenderman told them to. I need to know more. Like, what was the reason they did this? 14 and 16-year-old, I think. And no, they both said something along the lines of she dissed them. I mean, if she dissed them, like, they shouldn't murder her. They should just ignore her. But then again, this is where it comes in with the parents. The parents should have told them, whatever the case may be, just leave her alone, ignore her. This doesn't result in unaliving somebody. I mean, look at the 5-year-old little girl who was beaten, raped, and all that. Like, Jesus, what is going on with these kids? Florida teens in custody after 14-year-old girl shot dead to death, burnt. So they shot her and then they burnt her they burnt her body. Is that right? Santa Rosa County authorities seek to charge suspects as adults. So they want to trial them. The parents should be investigated, but not necessarily arrested on spot. I agree. Murder was not the answer. Yeah, murder's not the answer. Yeah, they need to investigate the parents, because I mean, like I said when we talked about the 5-year-old girl who was brutally raped and beaten and almost left for dead, and it was a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old who did it. I was kind of like, where are they getting this from? What is going on behind closed doors for these kids to think that it's okay to beat, rape, and do horrendous acts to other kids? Like, where are the parents? Where are the parents to discipline them? 2 teens in Florida are accused of fatally shooting a 14-year-old girl and setting her on fire along a wooded walking trail last week in what authorities are calling a horrific killing. Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson told reporters Thursday that the body has been identified as Danika Troy. He says Danika's mother reported her as a runaway on Monday. Unbeknownst to her mother, Danika was murdered the previous night, Johnson said. A passerby discovered Danika's body along a wooded area off Kimberly Road in Pace, a town about 16 miles northeast of Pensacola, and called 911, Johnson said. Investigators quickly identified the suspects as 14-year-old Kimhari Blevins and 16-year-old Gabriel Williams and took them into custody. Williams allegedly stole his mother's handgun and shot Danika. It's bad enough you kill a 14-year-old. You're 14, you're 16, Johnson said. Shoot her multiple times, then they set her on fire. Oh, okay. It went like a whole different way. Okay, there we go. Johnson said investigators are still working to determine a motive. They have been interviewed, but the motive that they're giving doesn't fit the forensics or any facts of the case, so we don't have a legit motive. Blevins and Williams supposedly knew the victim from school, according to Johnson. He believed the two teens have had a previous run-ins with law enforcement, though he could not immediately say if they had earlier arrests. Blevins and Williams are being held at the Department of Juvenile Justice on premeditated first-degree murder charges. You don't want to go out and see a burnt child with bullet holes, Johnson said. That's not something you sign up for. Johnson said no parents have been charged at this time, though investigators are looking into it. The sheriff's office is working with the state attorney to charge both teens as an adult. If you do adult crimes, you got to do adult time. Mm-hmm. I mean, my parents were amazing, but I started making my own decisions at the age of 12 or 13. I knew right from wrong, but it wasn't my parents' fault when I chose to do stupid and reckless things, just saying. True. I mean, yeah, that's true. Some kids, I mean, your parents can teach you from right from wrong, but it's up to you if you want to follow it. I think it's like, is that like, right? Yeah, that's how the saying goes, right? Or there's like a saying to it. I don't remember the saying, but yeah, your parents can teach you your right from wrong. They could raise you good, but it's up to you if you want to follow that in a way. Now this is from, I think I got this from today. I'm new to the Danika Troy case. I think I'm like a few days late or a week late. Okay, there we go. So Danika Troy, what the heck was that? Danika Troy, suspect guardian, busted on drug charges on the same day as teen's horrendous murder. The legal guardian of one of Florida's teens accused in horrific slaying of 14-year-old Danika Troy was busted on drug charges within hours of the murder, which saw Troy lured into the woods, executed, and set on fire. Jana Williams, 36, who cops said for a time had custody of teen murder suspect Gabriel Williams, 16, after the death of his mother, was arrested and booked into Santa Rosa County Jail on probation violation and felon drug possession December 1st, court records show. Cops told the Post that investigators are also looking into whether Gabriel stole his aunt's handgun and used it to kill Danika. Oh, so this is the aunt. So this is the aunt to the one that stole the handgun. So she was arrested the same day that they unalived Danika? If the parents are crap, then that's on them, but I did stupid shit and couldn't imagine my parents being held responsible for my actions. No way. Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. So this is his aunt. So then didn't they say that they stole his mom's handgun? Huh? Okay. Jana Williams has been on probation, stemming from an arrest for possession and controlled Oh, okay. They wanted to show you Jana's picture a little bit more closer. Hitting the X. There we go. Oh, Jesus. There you go. Has been on probation, stemming from an arrest for possession of controlled substance and drug paraphernalia in April, and her rap sheet includes a handful of traffic, theft, and drug charges from October 2023. 2023. The fresh charges against Williams lodged by the Santa Rosa office on December 1st include felony probation violation, felony drug possession, and one misdemeanor each of a moving traffic violation and possession of drug equipment. She's being held without bond. A Facebook photo posted on February 2022 shows Williams, her husband, and her accused murder nephew, Gabriel, at Universal Studio Florida in Orlando. 10 years. Can't believe you put up with me. I love you. The photo caption, written by Williams' husband, reads, Gabriel Williams and I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. Kimari Blevins, 14, have been charged with first-degree premeditated murder in Troy's death, accused of luring the teen into a stand of woods in Pace and shooting her to death before burning her body. Danika's mother, Ashley, told the Post Monday the boys convinced her to come with them to the woods under the presence that Gabriel had a crush on her. I'm just I just left asking why she wanted to be in love. She just wanted to be in love, Danika, anguished mother said. The teen suspects are being held in juvenile detention without bond. An inquiry into the Office of State Attorney, First Judicial Circuit Court of Florida, as to whether they have been charged as adults or whether the suspects' parents would face charges was not answered Monday. So basically, they told Danika that Gabriel had a crush on her, and that's what made her, like, they kind of lured her out into the woods. That is, wow. Okay, so they arrested the aunt. So that's his aunt. So the aunt had custody of Gabriel. She got arrested the same day they murdered Danika. Wow. Okay. There's another one that I got. Let me pull it up. I saw the one of Donald Trump's on here when we talked about Jeffrey Epstein. This one, I'm gonna get back to that right now. Let's finish Danika real quick. So as of Tuesday, so not that long ago, they're saying that they charged a man for crime scene death and failure to report the death of 14-year-old Danika Troy. A man in Santa Rosa County Jail, following new details into the murder of 14-year-old Danika Troy, 45-year-old Mitchell Eddings is charged with failing to report her death to law enforcement and death. According to an arrest report, Eddings is identified as the person who located the crime scene on Kimberly Road in Florida town. After speaking with investigators, the report says Eddings told them Troy's scooter was in a back room of a home. The report says he told others in the home about the death and asked what he should do. He says he was told to contact law enforcement. However, he never did, only telling investigators that he planned to. This comes as Troy's mother spoke to the New York Post, to the New York Post, she says 16-year-old Gabriel Williams lured her daughter into the woods, claiming he had a crush on her. Sheriff Bob Johnson says Troy was shot several times and her body was set on fire. Williams and 14-year-old Blevins were both arrested for murder. The victim's mother says she wants the two teens prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Blevins and Williams are being held in the Santa Rosa Juvenile Detention Center. The state's attorney office says it will present the case to a grand jury to determine if the two should be charged as adults. So now they're saying, this is probably the man. Now they're saying that allegedly he failed to report Danika's death to law enforcement, and something about death. I'm assuming he probably took something from the crime scene. So is it the scooter? I mean, after speaking with the investigators, report says Eden told them Troy's scooter was in a back room of a home. Report says he told others in the home about the death and asked what he should do. He says he was told to contact law enforcement. So is that what it is? Did he steal that? Did he steal her scooter from the crime scene? Failure to report. Well, they're charging him because he failed to report Danika's death. And another, they said he stole something from, I'm allegedly guessing, from the crime scene. I need more information on this. Let me pull this up because I'm very Danika. I'm very new to this case, so now I'm just what? Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So yeah. Okay. Hold on, it's loading. Yeah. Man steals murders teen scooter from grisly crime scene. So who's this man? Like, how does he fit into this? Like, did he just walk by and like saw the scooter and took it, or did he know the kids? Emmanuel Pace is charged with failing to report a death to law enforcement and death in connection to the murder of 14-year-old Danika Troy. According to the arrest report, Mitchell Eddins, 45, initially discovered the crime scene where Troy was found on December 2nd. The report states that investigators met with Eddins at his home on December 3rd and discovered he had taken a scooter from the crime scene after discovering her body. Eddins allegedly told other people at his residence about the burned body, and they had advised him to contact law enforcement. And according to the report, investigators said they asked Eddins why he did not contact the authorities, and he said he planned on doing it, or he planned on it. The scooter was found in the back room of Eddins' residence, according to the arrest report. Jail records show Eddins is charged with failure to report a death and theft. Oh, okay, so this man Mitchell, he happened to stumble upon Danika's body. Instead of checking on Danika, he just took her scooter, went to his house. He told his roommates or people who were living with him that, hey, like, I just found this body. What do I do? They told him, call 911, tell them what you saw. He never did. Law enforcement goes, knocks on his door, and they're like, hey, like, can we just talk to you? They found Danika's scooter in his room, in the back of his room, or in the back room somewhere. They told him, what's this? And I guess he told them, I planned on calling you guys, but he never did. I mean, so they people want the Menendez brothers out, but these kids should be given a kid's pass and not So the people want the Menendez brothers out, but these kids should be given a kid's. But these kids should. I think you meant to put should not. What? These kids should be given a kid's pass? And not. But. Oh, wait. So the people, or they people, want the Menendez brothers out, but these kids should not be given a kid's pass? But is that what you meant? What? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Menendez brothers case, it's very, like, confusing to me. Oh, okay. The kids should not be given a pass. Yeah, they want to trial the kids as adults. I think they did the same thing with the one with the 5-year-old little girl. They want to charge the 9-year-old and the 10-year-old. I heard that they want to charge them as adults too, but they would have to serve, I guess, juvenile till they're like a certain age, I think 18, and then they move on and see from there. Now, they're almost 18, so they want them as trialed as an adults. The Menendez case, it's kind of like, I don't know. The Menendez case really is very like, you go down a rabbit hole and then you go down a different one and then you go down a different one. I'm just like, what's going on here? I've heard of the Menendez brothers case. Now, a lot of people are talking about the Menendez brothers on TikTok because of what Gypsy Rose Blanchard's, what she did and what's coming out about her. So stay tuned, because we are going to be talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard at the end of this live stream. But so they arrested this man, and that is the latest update on the Danika Troy case. Now we're going to switch back to Jeffrey, because what is this? They unredacted the photos. Okay. So now the New York Post, and this is what, literally from today, they got the unredacted photos of Donald Trump with the now we're going back to Jeffrey Epstein. We're just switching subjects in this live. Nope, they shot the parents in the face with a shotgun while they were eating ice cream. The Menendez brothers got the cash and spent it up. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's weird because then they use like that they were abused and stuff like that. They said that they were abused and this and that, and they were like, I guess they were putting like telling people like, oh, like my dad abused me, and the mom stood there like. Is that my camera? Oh god. What are they doing? Hang on. My dogs are just, they are bad to the bone. They're always fighting. Okay, there they go. They ran away. They went the other way. Yeah, so they were telling people like the dad abused them or the dad did something to them and then the mom stood there. And then I was hearing another point of view where they're like, maybe they use that to cover for them so that way they can use the money and spend it and all that. I heard a lot of like this reasoning, that reasoning from the Menendez case, and then it went to like a big old rabbit hole, and I was like, oh god. So I'm very like, I know some of the Menendez brothers case and not the full thing. Like I never really got into the Menendez brothers case. I feel like I got more into like John Bennett Ramsey than I did like the Menendez brothers. I do want to talk about the Menendez brothers. Maybe after we finish Ellen, if there's no other case that I have in mind, maybe we can do a little bit of like the Menendez brothers. And there's like different point of views of the case, and we can talk about like all the different point of views from the case and like how people feel about it. I think they did like a Netflix documentary now of the Menendez brothers. That was a tongue twister for me. That was I don't know what that was. If y'all guys want, we could talk about the Menendez brothers. So they posted the unredacted. Oh, the New York Post has the unredacted Trump photos from Epstein files dump. Reveal glamorous group of adult women. He was very gentlemanly. Gentle something. Unredacted photos of President Trump with the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which oddly blurred the faces of women he posed with. He was standing with adult women models, according to the exclusive images obtained by the Post. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released a trove of images from Epstein's estate Friday, including 2 shots of the president with women whose faces were blacked out, fueling speculation that they could be disgraced financiers victims. But the pair of pictures obtained exclusively by the Post show Trump standing next to beautiful grown women. So this is the picture. Remember, they had their faces redacted. Okay, now this is the unredacted photo of the women. So now they're models. So it was faces of 5 Hawaiian tropic models Donald Trump was seen with were redacted in the TOV released by the House Oversight Committee on Friday. So this is the original photo, the redacted one we saw. One woman pictured in black and white image with the future president and 5 other glamorous ladies in Hawaii. Lay said he was a gentleman who went out of his way to make sure the group enjoyed their evening at Mar-a-Lago. Sad by crazy woman inside Macy. I'm looking at all. I like to look at these and see what they say. I'm gonna come back to this one because what the tourist? What? I was 22 years old. I remembered him being very nice. He was very gentlemanly, and that's the word to describe him. So basically, he was a gentleman. The outlet reported the women were models representing the Hawaiian Tropic, the American suntan lotion brand, and at an event at Trump's Florida home. While the photo is believed to have been taken in 1998 and time place remain unknown. In another picture, apparent taken on a private jet, Trump is seen with his tie loosened and sitting next to a blonde woman who does not resemble his wife, First Lady Melania Trump, or his previous wife, Marla Maples. The woman's face is also blacked out. Oh, so they got the unredacted one. So this is the woman. Well, this was the woman before I was interrupted. There we go. So this is the woman. So who is she? Another image apparently taken on a private jet. Trump's sitting next to a blonde woman, which was blackened out in the trench release Friday. So this is the original. And then this is, of course, the unredacted. In response to the photo, Trump said, well, I haven't seen it, but I mean, everybody knew this man. He was all over Palm Beach. He has photos with everybody. There are hundreds and hundreds of people that have photos with him, so that's no big deal. I know nothing about it. The legal team for Epstein's estate told the Post faces were redacted based on their request. Ew. I don't want to see Epstein. He looks creepy. Like, look at his eyes. Like, I know it's like the flash of the camera, but ew. Early Friday, the committee received 95,000 images from Epstein's estate, but only released 19 showing celebrities, royalty, political heavyweights, and a dark glimpse of Epstein's twisted kinks. Many photos featured film director Woody Allen, former Trump White House strategist Steve Bannon, Harvard Law School professor emeritus Alan Derwitsky, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, Virgin Group founder Richard Branson, and Prince Andrew, because that is a hard name for me to say, the Duke of York. Former President Bill Clinton is also seen in what appears to be pictures taken of earlier photographs. About 70 more photos were released Friday night showing a disturbing photo of naked Epstein lounging in a bubble bath. Trump and Melania, his current wife, were married in 2005. So yeah, that had to have been taken prior to Melania. I mean, like I said, the DOJ has until December 19th to drop them files. Will we see it? I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, man, I don't think they will release it. Even if they do, we're really not going to see nothing of it. They're just going to redact like majority of it. So now we're going to switch shifts. Do you guys want to talk about Courtney Clenney, or should we do Courtney on a separate stream alone? Or do you want to get straight into Gypsy Rose Blanchard? What do you guys want to do? I have a lot of Courtney Clenney and I have a lot of Gypsy Rose, but Courtney Clenney is mostly like body cam footage and videos, and I don't think StreamYards is going to play the YouTube video, like just the voices. So we can do Courtney today and then we save the videos for later. Or we could just jump right into Gypsy Rose Blanchard and what's being said and what's being brought out by Gypsy Rose Blanchard. What do you guys want to do? 100%? Yeah. Hold on, let me start sharing. I love Jeffrey Epstein's picture up there. My bad, y'all. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to do Courtney or you want to do Gypsy Rose? I feel like we can do both, but I would love if StreamYards lets me play the YouTube videos. It was playing earlier with Jesse Weber, and then I left for a second and just stopped playing. Like the voice just immediately stopped. How about we just do both? Let's just do both, right? Well, some of it is video though. Dang. I think I'll save Courtney Clenney for a like uploaded video, because when I do uploaded videos, you're able to hear the YouTube video. Let me mute my phone. If I do a uploaded video on YouTube, you're able to hear the volume of like from the YouTube video. So I'm gonna save Courtney Clenney for a uploaded video, and I'll probably upload it like tonight. I think after I get off here, I'll like do the video on Courtney Clenney. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, because I want you guys to hear everything, like the videos and everything of Courtney Clenney. And it's a lot. Regarding Courtney Clenney, But I think her trial is starting pretty soon, so that's why she's pretty much coming back into the headlines. So now we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna get off to our last topic of the night of our live, and we are gonna be talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now you're probably like, Des, why do you want to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard? She there's people who say she served her time, Des. Leave her alone, let her be in peace. She just had a baby. Then there's some people who are like, oh, I don't like Gypsy Rose. What dirt is there being said about Gypsy Rose? Well, I was on TikTok today, and I get a lot of the cases that I see on TikTok. I mean, I get a lot of the cases I talk about from TikTok. I get a lot of it from Reddit. I get a lot of it from YouTube, Instagram, all over social media. Well, I stumbled across a video, and I'm going to give credit to where I got it from. So, Into the Woods is a podcast channel. Shout out to Into the Woods. You guys should go give them a subscribe, follow them, give them a like. And I've been seeing that they've been popping up on my TikTok. And I'm like, who is this channel? What is it? Well, what are they doing? What did I miss? Well, allegedly, Into the Woods did a FOIA request regarding the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Nicholas Goldajohn. And this person, or these women, I believe they're women, they got never before seen jail cell calls, video transcripts between Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Nicholas Goldajohn. Now, the transcripts are out there. You can find the transcripts of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her talks with Nicholas Goldajohn when he was in jail. But it only describes what they talk about. It doesn't really give you full into detail of what was said, what was shown, or anything. But Into the Weeds, I think I said Into the Woods, my bad. Into the Weeds got all the FOIA requests. They got unseen photos, videos, pretty much everything of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And I'm like, I kind of want to talk about it because I'm like, I've never seen it. Now, I've seen the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. It was crazy. It was wild. Some people say that allegedly she used her sickness and said that she basically people said that she used her sickness and said like, oh, I'm sick. It couldn't be me that killed my mom. But some people are like, well, you can't use your sickness and say that like you killed your mom for that. Other people are saying like, she was brainwashed by her mom. So obviously she wanted to get away from her mom. She couldn't leave, so the only option was to kill her. Some people said she brainwashed Nicholas Goldajohn. Other people said that he was for her, that he would do anything she wants. Well, Into the Weeds got lots of videos and pictures, and they released them. And I believe they have a live set up for, I thought I muted this. They have a live set up for, I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow at 5, and they're going to release some other jail calls and other videos regarding Nicholas Goldajohn from jail and other things. I did see part 1, and I was just like, whoa. Okay, and I can't show you because I might get copyrighted, but I'm going to show you the TikTok versions that people are posting. So go subscribe to Into the Weeds if you want to see more of those videos. Or if you're simply into the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case, check it out. Go look at it. I can't show you that because that's the wrong video. There is a video that they posted of Gypsy doing like this stripper dance. Can't show you because YouTube would take me down. But if you go to the Into the Weeds podcast channel and you look at the part 1 version, it's all in there. Everything's in there. They talk about it. But I'm going to show you some of them. And it should play. TikTok should let me play this. Like, I don't think StreamYard is going to not let the volume. Oh. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me see on my end on my phone. Hopefully it does. I'm pretty sure it will. On my end on my phone.
Hi, my wonderful, amazing, absolutely sexy master. It is your one and only Demona, your slave forever and ever. Well, today is our happy 1-year anniversary. And I'm so excited. This past year has been amazing. It has been the most adventurous, wild, almost kind of like story almost, because things like this usually only happen in books. Well, as you can see, I changed my hair color, but I hope you like it. And I'm wearing my favorite color plus your favorite color, black. And well, they are vampire colors, so. And what makes us so unique from other couples is that you and me have a vampire and human relationship, which I would think vampires would want to date other vampires, but I'm quite lucky that you want me. And I know that there are probably female vampires out there, but I'm very happy that you want me. Being with you has made me almost feel like a new person. When I met you, I felt, that's him, that's my soulmate. To be honest, the way I view us is kind of like twins. Because you might know, since you're very wise, that twins, if one of them gets cut, let's say that one of them like cuts their finger, the other twin will feel it and be like, that's weird, I didn't cut my finger. But then they'll talk to their other twin or whatever, and their other twin might not even know it, but their finger got cut. And, you know, Hi, my wonderful, amazing, absolutely sexy.
Yeah, she's bad. Yeah, she looked crazy. She crazy. Even she referred herself as demonia. Did I say ammonia? Demonia, ammonia, pneumonia. I don't know. Ammonia, demonia. I think that's the name. And now she's a mother. Yeah. Yeah. When a lot of people found out that she was pregnant and she was having a girl, a lot of people were saying that they wouldn't be surprised if Gypsy Rose followed in her mother's footsteps and treated her daughter the way her mother essentially like treated her. And I was just like, I didn't even know the girl was pregnant. I was like, oh my God, like she's pregnant. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know Gypsy Rose was pregnant until like she came out. And I was like, oh God. Even like, I think they said some people that she met back then when she was younger, when she was a kid, were saying like, oh my God, like Gypsy Rose is pregnant. Like, you know, but I do have more. This is not the only video that came out. Now, Into the Weeds has the full, and I mean the full videos, pictures, never before seen stuff that we've never seen, that the public's never really seen. Now, I do want to read some of the comments with you guys because on this video, on this one video that I showed you, because a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say, and you're probably like, this is, you know, why do you want to read the comments? I'm just going to show you what people have to say. Opinions matter. Freedom of speech is welcome here in my channel. As long as you're not racist and you don't bully people. So this person's like, but where in the hell is the abusive mother, the controlling mother that never let her out of her sight? She's gosh darn ill. She's gosh darn liar and con artist. So disgusting. I can't wait for the real documentary comes out. Like the real one showing how we were all fooled, and at the end of it all, her revealing video of them showing who she is and showing how she should be the one in prison for life, not just Nick. She is so controlled. How does she get these clothes? And her mom never saw it. Also, the camera, phone, and wigs. Yeah. So I mean, I hope whichever of her guys is the father takes the baby. But then you think, holy shit, they hooked up with her. So how fucked are they? Also, poor kid. Yeah. I mean, so Gypsy claimed that her mother was very like controlling of her. Like her mom was with her 24/7. Now, if you remember in the documentary and the movie that they made of her, where Joey King came out as her, she said that she bought a phone at a gas station when she went into the gas station to tell the guy like, oh, can you put money in this pump? She bought a disposable phone from that gas station and she hid it. So I mean, that is true. If her mom was so like controlling, how is she able to get, first of all, how was she able to get those clothes? How was she able to get the wigs? I know did she wear wigs? I don't remember if she wore wigs when she was younger. But how was she able to get all that stuff if her mother was so controlling? And I believe you, I think this was taken like what, after they killed Dee Dee, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. But I mean, yeah, if like what? I'm kind of like, huh. It makes no sense. And yeah, that's true. A lot of people are thinking that it's probably the first one she was married to. I think it's Ryan. Is that his name? Ryan? Some people said it's Ryan's kid. People were saying that Ryan said that was his kid, but then she said it's Ken's kid, and now Ken's saying it's his kid. It's a lot of back and forth. I'm like, okay, I don't know who the baby daddy is, but I mean, she looks like the master of manipulators. Like she gets a little crazy, and she's crazy, and she's a little manipulative. That was a tongue twister. You're live and I'm watching. I'm live and I'm watching you too. I have you on my phone in the side. shout out to Rat House Media. Y'all should go subscribe to him. What is up with me? Like my tongue twisters is just very like on one today. Remember, she's in her 20s here. Yeah, people are going to be putting stuff like that. So this is how we're starting my Friday. She should be doing life in prison. Obviously planned and lied about everything and still does. What a shame she is now making money. She made the show, right? She had like her own show or something with her first husband. I think it was with Ryan. Some people said it's terrifying. She was never rehabilitated when she was away. This is truly scary. She's walking around right now. Isabel, yeah. These people are gonna start posting like their little pictures. Where was her mother doing this video? She's talking so loud. She's the same person today as she was the day she made this video. And where exactly was her overprotective mom during this? She's on the living room couch talking at a normal to loud volume. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering where's Dee Dee? Where is Dee Dee? She's not manipulative. The guys are she's a complete guys, not goods. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's the autocorrect for us. The autocorrect it doesn't like to see us type well. Me and autocorrect and StreamYards are just going to make a series together where we just fight against one another. Now, this one is what caught my interest. This is the one that made me go, like, my jaw dropped to the floor. Hold on, let me pause it. I need to make sure you guys hear this. Now, this is the video that I stumbled across on TikTok, and this is where I ran into the Weeds channel, because I was like, did she just say that? Like, girl, what? Now just listen to this, okay? Let me zip it. Let me zip it and y'all listen to this.
The way it has to be is if we have a girl she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household. So I'm gonna have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll explain. And also, if you ever need someone to, I guess, feed off of,
This disturbing video from Gypsy Rose to Nick was created before the murder. Gypsy Rose wanted Nick to take her daughter's virginity at the age of 13. If you want to check out more clips like this, go to YouTube, Into the Weeds podcast.
This is the, yeah. What the actual F? Yeah, this is the video that I stumbled across on TikTok, and I was like, oh, what'd she just say? Like, Gypsy Rose, what did you just say? This is where I came across Into the Weeds. I do want to get in contact with Into the Weeds and see if they could possibly, if we could like link up and talk more about this, because they have the full pictures, videos, everything regarding Gypsy Rose Blanchard. This is something that we need to revisit. Okay, this is something that they need to revisit and be like, you know, but for her to say that when she has a daughter that Nicholas Goldajon is supposed to take the virginity of their daughter at 13 years old, it's just so sickening. I actually was very like disgusted when I heard that. I was like, what in the, like what Kitty Q said, I was like, what in the actual F is going, like what in the actual F am I watching? What am I listening to? And people are saying, and yet the Menendez brothers are still in prison, but she's over here plotting future crimes for her daughter. People are saying put her in jail. Yuck. I'm scared for her daughter. She has now. This isn't a normal role play fantasy at all. And this should be more. And now this should be more explanatory for her little crew she has over there, coming right out of her own mouth in a video to Nick. Here you go, guys. Not only a text message do we have it, but here's a video for you guys also. Disgusting. One in the actual F. And here I was thinking DD was worse. Don't be mad, Jib. We're just the truth tellers. The master of the household. Yeah, the fact that she referred to him as like the master of the household, like, yeah, people on TikTok, they like to post like pictures and stuff, like little, like as their comments. Now I'm not done. Like I said, if you want more of this, like if you want to see the full thing, Into the Weeds has it all, and they're live tomorrow, and they got more. Apparently, they got more of it. I'll link their channel at the bottom. I have the video where she's dancing in her bra and undies. She's doing a little dance for Nick, but I can't show you just because like YouTube does not like that. But it's on my Discord, and I'll post it in the main chat if you guys want to see that yourself, or if you want to see the full clip. Into the Weeds has it all. Now let's look at more, because there is more videos to look at. I clicked the wrong video. God dang it. I clicked the video I didn't want to show you. I mean, just like she says they're vampires. Then she says he's the man of the household. Like, I'm just speechless at this point. Let me just show you the next one.
We're gonna try and start right away, I hope. And the plan for if we have a boy first, we're gonna protect him and protect our children from the outside world, because they can't know about us. They can't know about you being a vampire. But we're gonna protect them and keep them educated on what not to say in front of people and make sure that they understand the severity of keeping them a secret. And if we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household. So I'm going to have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll explain. And also, if you ever need someone to, after we get married, we're gonna try and start right away, I hope. And the plan for if we have a boy first, we're gonna protect him and protect our children from the outside world. Because
So she's saying when they have a boy, they're gonna protect him from the out. Is that what they're saying? They're gonna protect him, and then when it's the girl, Nick gets to grape her at 13, like. And the fact that she said after, right away, like right after they get married, they're gonna just start having kids. This poor child, she named her the name she said in this. She means all of this. The authorities need to help that child. Hear me out. Dee Dee was protecting the world from this. Lose what to who? I'm reading the comments that people were saying on TikTok. There ain't no way her mom ain't hear her. Her having a baby girl now is terrifying. This is why I have a huge issue with Nick spending life in prison while she's out and has a daughter. She deserved life too. Gypsy watching his videos. But the Menendez brothers are still locked up. Whenever she sees this, she's gonna flip. And then they're just tagging like TMZ and Nancy Grace. Then people are saying her mom made her say this. And the Menendez brothers are still in prison. Let that sink. She has a daughter. Too bad Ken will downplay this behavior. I beg your finest pardon. People are just like they're all in all. Wow. So don't tell CPS what the F is going on. Yeah. Like what's going on here? You know, like what? You know, I'm just lost for words because I'm just like, and she's got a kid now, you know. I'm kind of like, oh boy. All right, let's go to the next one. I have more. I have more. Let me pull it up. I have a lot more. And Into the Weeds has it all. All right, here we go. Share this tab. Did it? Okay, there we go.
Just go ahead and deactivate all of my accounts because we have never before seen footage of Gypsy, and y'all, it's not good. And before Gypsy or any of her friends start crying, I would like to remind y'all that Gypsy said on a live, I want those FOIAs to come out. Well, they're out, babes. And do y'all remember this video right here where Gypsy talks about how she could grape Nick? It's called Demona to Sir Black One. Baby, they included it too, along with several other videos. Like this one, where you're outside on your cell phone that you didn't have. My, how that is interesting. And Gypsy, I have a question. We can tell by the walls in the background, you were in your living room. Where was your mama, who you say was a helicopter parent, when you were making multiple videos? And before you try to say your mama didn't know that you had a phone, I would like to remind you that you were also making videos while you were with your mom in Cape Cod. And Ashley Baby pointed out, you can see the sunlight shining through the window. Baby, why were you stripping in your living room in front of your windows? Is that the reason why they got covered up? For your privacy? Anyways, I just want to remind you again that you wanted these out. So Merry Christmas. If I was Gypsy Rose, I would just go ahead and deactivate all of my accounts because we have never before seen footage of Gypsy, and y'all, it's not good. And before Gypsy...
And literally... Into the Weeds has it all. I think tomorrow night I was gonna do a live stream But I think tomorrow night my main focus is gonna be with Into the Weeds because I have so much questions. I need to know more. Let me, you know what? Let me get Into the Weeds podcast. Let me link it in my channel. I'm gonna put it in the comments, and you guys could go and give it a little follow. Into the Weeds. Here, let me put it in there. Cause I'm just like, what in the F is going on? All right. Okay, the channel is posted in the comments below. So if you guys want to subscribe to Into the Weeds, it is right here. If you're on my replay crew, I will put it in the comments, and you guys can go and subscribe to Into the Weeds. That's where I'm gonna be tomorrow night. I'm gonna be in Into the Weeds live stream and wondering what's going on because I want to know the full story of it because I have so much questions. I'm just like, what the F? Okay, now let's read some of the comments. Shout out to all these TikTokers who are making these videos, who are saying all this, who are sharing the videos. Gypsy Rose Blanchard hasn't changed. Unfortunately, she can't be trusted. She was mentally, emotionally gaslit and brainwashed into believing she was helpless and sick from early childhood. I think it's a bit unfair to accuse her of being a part of it. Excuse me. No one would want to no one would want to lose their teeth, I'm sorry, due to side effects from medical or multiple surgeries. That poor woman went through so much. Y'all need to back off. These are what people are saying on TikTok, by the way. Y'all are y'all not really getting how abuse affects the brain? She was a victim. Leave her alone. For all those who still defend Gypsy, needs to watch Becca Scoops on YouTube. Who's Becca? Exactly. Not defending her actions, but this girl was abused in ways that are unfathomable. Imagine how your teeth removed because your mother wants sympathy. She was tortured all her childhood, so I'm sure she has some issues that are being exacerbated due to her fame. What is she saying? Becca Scoops? Let me put that in my YouTube. Is this another one I'm going to look at? Let me see. I spelled it wrong. Oh, okay. So she made more. Okay, I gotta look at this person and then I'll put it in the Discord. What else? No, let's just not minimize the fact that she was abused. Look at every public appearance and how her mother explains all of her issues, how she was completely healthy at the end. The weird part of it all is that Ken and Ryan saw her on TV getting arrested and thought, "Yeah, that's my wife." How did they meet anyways? How did Ryan and Gypsy even meet? I know Ken and her used to date. I think when she was in prison. Ooh, I didn't mean to click on that. I don't understand how she got 10 years with all this evidence. She has never been 100% innocent. Who needs to get out? Who needs to go out and spend money when this is the best entertainment? Oh, that's just someone wrote that. All the wigs get me. She has been role playing for years. And there's just people like saying stuff. Yeah. How did they meet anyways? How did Ryan and her meet? We got more. I'm really not done. Like I have a lot more videos to show you. Yeah. Let me pause it because I want to make sure you guys see it all. Let me put the comments up. So she's calling him master, and she's calling him, I mean, obviously she calls him by his first name, but she's saying master. Then she's saying that she'll love him whether it's crime or not crime. And we have not seen this. Why didn't we get to see this from the beginning? Like from the get-go? Why was this never put out there in the beginning? Like why didn't we get to see all this? I'm very like, huh. Let's see. I have another one. I have a lot more. Okay, so Gypsy actually did get on a podcast with a girl from Teen Mom. I don't remember the woman's name, but she came on in Teen Mom or 16 and Pregnant, not Teen Mom. She came on. Hang on. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's just play it because it's playing without me even. So, okay, it stopped. Okay, so she did an interview, kind of like an interview podcast with a girl from the 16 and Pregnant or the Teen Mom. And she talked about how she mentioned how if they had a kid together, that Nick was going to take the virginity of her child if it was a girl. So let this play. So she says that she broke up with him right after he told her that when they have a baby girl that he was supposed to take her virginity at age 13. Now, what are the people saying in these comments? What she's saying, Nick told her that she's clearly said it's not him. She said that's the way she wants it and it has to be. But she's the one who said it. I'm confused. Well, and it all came out, not AI. Oops. What a bad day to be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. The video proves different. I think she said it in the video because that's what he wanted to hear. Yeah, what do you, I mean, my mind can't even wrap around this. Okay, I have more. Let me pull it up. Tonight's stream has been a wild one, especially now when we're talking about Gypsy Rose. Let me pull up the comments. Let me share this tab instead. Here we go. Is it not? Hang on. Oh, okay, well, is it not? Now it's not letting you play the volume, but here I'll just explain it to you. She's showing Nick baby clothes that she's got. She's got boy clothes and she's got girl clothes. So if they were to get married and have a kid, she's prepared for either gender, either boy or girl. But mind you, if this was taken before Dee Dee was murdered, where in the F did she put this? Where was Dee Dee? Okay, if this was allegedly before Dee Dee was unalived, where was Dee Dee? She said Dee Dee was very controlling of her, very protective of her. Where is she here now? Like, did she not see the box of baby clothes? Like, did she not see the wigs and pretty much everything? Let me mute it because I mean it's not really gonna show here any volume. But if you want to see the full thing, it's on my Discord. But where was this at? Like, where did she put this? You know, I don't know what that was. Some person, Claire from TikTok put, I'm so confused. If her mother was so overbearing and controlling, why would she be letting her daughter buy baby clothes? Nothing adds up. That part. Okay, that part. If, you know, the mom was controlling of her and was very like, telling her what to do in a way, how was she able to get baby clothes? I think they said in the documentary, if I'm not mistaken, Gypsy would be by herself sometimes at home. Would she do like these videos when Dee Dee was gone? Would she buy the stuff when Dee Dee was gone? Did she steal it? Allegedly someone in the comments is saying that she would steal it. So I'm kind of like, where's Dee Dee in all this? Like, where was she at? I'm speechless. I'm confused. I'm trying to wrap around it, but I can't wrap my mind around it. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, she would refer herself as demonia. I don't know why I want to say ammonia, but demonia is what is what she would call herself and what Nick would refer her to. And she would call him master, she would call him the man of the household, she would call him Nick, she would call him other things. She believed that they had like this like vampire human like type of relationship with each other. So I'm speechless. If this was taken before Dee Dee was unalive, where is Dee Dee? Like, where is she at? And of course, I have this video. Obviously, you're not gonna hear the volume because StreamYards is being on one tonight. But I'll show you the video. Sorry, I'm like yawning. Wrong one. I'm trying to pause it. Okay, I'm gonna let this play as it goes. But she sent Nick a video of Dee Dee's room, and she was basically showing Nick what she wants done to Dee Dee. So I'm gonna let that play. But I mean, she's telling him, that's where my mom lays. I want you to, stab her. She's basically showing him the room. This person on TikTok is saying, how is this not valid proof she was the mastermind? Another person said, "Yet we can't free the Menendez brothers." Someone else put, "Why are we acting like her mom was in the right, and then that fake gypsy having a disorder, pulling her teeth out, shaving her head, and making me be in a wheelchair for years. This is truly terrifying to watch, thinking about what was to come for her mom. What's funny to me is she's always commenting and defending herself on every video except videos that are proof she wasn't the victim. Are we ignoring the kitty? What happened to them? They had a cat. I fully thought there was another person sitting next to the bed, or is there? Where? Where do you see that? Is it? It's her wheelchair, the back of it. Oh, it's her wheelchair. I was like, where do they see a person? It's her chair, okay. And somehow she's out. I don't even understand the title. This should have been all the proof they needed. Oh my god, girl, and out of jail. Poor kitties. Did they have cats? Where are they seeing cats? I don't see cats unless I'm blind. Why do people give her all the attention when she's a horrible girl? Her mom was obviously ill and her dad fucked off, but has the right to unalive and come back out to be famous. People fall so hard for my rage bait. I don't know what that means. So the people on TikTok are talking, y'all. Do I have another video? I believe I do have another video. Oh, but I think it's oh man. I don't think it's gonna play though. I wanted you to hear what they have to say. Okay, so there is the crime scene photos of Dee Dee and Gypsy's house. I do have it. I don't know if YouTube will banana my account. I don't think it will. But if you guys want to see like the full I guess I can show you, yeah. I'll show you guys. Yeah, I'll just show you. I actually have the is this it? I do have one of, I think if it's her jail cellmate who came out and spoke and said some stuff. But I could show you like here. I guess I won't show you the bed though, but it's on Discord if you guys want to see like the how would I say it? The full crime scene photo. It's on my Discord if you guys want to see it. But let me pull this one up. I'll show you like the in kind of like the interior of it. But I mean, I have that. I even have the friend, like the documents and all that. I think it was her jail cellmate who came out and said like, I guess they spoke or they did like an interview with somebody. But this is their house. I think people said that this house was bought or it's being for sale. I don't remember. But it looks exactly the way it looks. I think they just changed the color of the house. But from the get-go, when the whole Gypsy Rose case was being come out, I don't know if you guys ever saw the video of her where she was sitting on the railing. Where is it? Where she was sitting like on this railing and it had snowed and Dee Dee was like recording her, like telling her to like, oh, jump in the snow. And she told people she couldn't move her legs or anything. And she was moving her legs and she kind of noticed and she like played it off and like threw herself in the snow. From that day, people were saying that she was faking it, that she was lying. People were taking to the internet and trying to recreate it and be like, if your legs weren't fully functioning, if they were paralyzed and you couldn't walk, you wouldn't be able to move your legs like this. Some people were saying that no, that you could. It was a lot of back and forth. But what do you guys think? Like, after seeing all this, whether you're in the chat now or you're in my replay crew, what do you think now seeing all this? I think from the beginning they should have released all this to the media, but now it's coming out. I mean, you just got to do a FOIA request and you get it all. And yeah, what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think about this? Me, I don't even freaking know. My head is just like going down another rabbit hole. Let's see. So, sorry, I had to yawn. Dang, we're in 2 hours. All right. So I do have some stuff I'm gonna read you. It's a statement. Allegedly, these are people who that's too big. Who I guess they shared a cell with Gypsy. So I'm gonna read a few. But it goes on and it says, I was in cell 215 with Gypsy. During this time, she told me several things about the murder scene from her mother. Gypsy said Nick had cut his hand and he came into the bathroom where she was hiding. Excuse me. He made her clean up his hand, then go to her mother's bedroom and clean up the blood trail to the bathroom with baby wipes and carpet cleaner. She also made comment of setting the AC to 40 to preserve the body. She knew she was leaving state and didn't want someone to smell the dead body. She didn't want someone to smell the dead body. Nick wanted to grape the dead mom, but Gypsy took the rope. Or what? Gypsy took the grape from her front and back instead of her mom. Yeah, because a lot of people said that after Nick had killed Dee Dee, that him and Gypsy had intercourse right after. So people were like, why would they do that? Like you just unalive somebody. And a lot of people were saying, well, it gave you kind of like a mind view of Nick and Gypsy's kind of like mindset and how they thought. So Nick left behind a hoodie. They mailed the knife to his place in the other state. They took approximately $5,000, called a cab, went to the motel on North Glenstone, couldn't get her a Greyhound ticket to travel or to leave, same time as him. So they stayed another night at the hotel to be able to take the same bus. Turn the page. Oh, I have to click it. I tried turning the page myself. This one. So Gypsy also made comment that she made the Facebook post stating, now that BITCH is dead, it was supposed to look like Nick had posted it. I think Gypsy Rose is a scammer, just like she was taught to be. Yeah. Did you see? So Gypsy actually posted, now that we're talking about Gypsy Rose, Gypsy actually posted on her, I think it was her TikTok or her Instagram, that she was going through like old baby photos, and she actually found, I'm going to find it and put it on Discord because I think you're on Discord. She actually found the doctors, you know how like the doctors have that notepad that they write? She actually found the notepad that her mom would use to write like her, like if say like for example, like she needs this type of medication or she needs this, she needs that. She actually found the doctor notepad in her pictures, and she said it was very like disturbing. And besides that, she also found, I don't remember if it was some type of medication or something that she had got from the hospital. Again, I'll put this all on Discord. I'll link my Discord in the comments if you're in my replay crew. But she actually found like this type of medication. I think it was a patch. I don't remember. But she was asking like her chat on TikTok or Instagram, like, what do I do with it? Like, do I dispose of it? A lot of people were telling her, take it to the hospital, they'll dispose of it. Someone else said, no, you take it to law enforcement because they have to deal with it. Someone else said this, someone else said that. Well, she ended up taking it to like, I think a clinic or a hospital. And I don't remember if they told her that they took it or she had to give it to the police because that was evidence. But I will find it and I'll put it in the in my Discord, and you guys can go and look at it. I have another one. Again, I also have this supplementary report on my Discord. If you guys want to go look at it, it's there. So now this is another person. So this is Markayla Lutz, who was incarcerated at the Greene County Justice Center on unrelated charges to Gypsy's case. Lutz told me Gypsy talked about her case when they were housed together on Tower 2 in the Greene County Jail. The following was video recorded and DVD was logged into evidence. The following is a summation of the interview and is not intended to be transcript of the interview. Lutz said Gypsy told her how she set the thermostat to 40 degrees to preserve Claudine's, Dee Dee's body to keep the smell down because she knew she was going to be leaving the state. Lutz talked about how Nicholas had cut his finger during the stabbing and how Gypsy was hiding in the bathroom while he was committing the murder. She talked about how Gypsy had cleaned up the blood from her mother's bedroom to the bathroom with carpet cleaner and wipes. Lutz went on to talk about how Nicholas was going to grape Dee Dee or Gypsy. She talked about how Nicholas was into incest. Lutz said Gypsy told her she was raped from the front and back by Nicholas after the murder. Lutz said Gypsy was not innocent, she was a sick person. Lutz said Gypsy had gone into her mother's bedroom after she was murdered and cleaned up the blood from her mom's bed to the bathroom. She's a wackadoodle. I mean, and they gave her 10 years? I don't know. I'm very like, what in the F is... Right now, I'm like, what in the F am I reading? What did I just see? Like, what am I... Lutz was told when Nicholas had came into the house, Gypsy and Nicholas had kissed and Dee Dee was already asleep. Nicholas went over to a chair where there was a box of spring cleaning items and picked up a knife. Okay, I'm going to pause here. If Dee Dee was so controlling of Gypsy, right? How was she able to talk to Nick? How was she able to bring Nick into the house without Dee Dee noticing? I mean, because she claimed that there'd be times where her and Dee Dee were like kind of like handcuffed to each other, like they were like always near each other, like she was always where Gypsy was, like, you know, like. Lutz did not have a description of the knife. The knife was by the box of cleaning supplies, and Nicholas picked up the knife and then took off. Lutz said they mailed the knife to another state. I think they mailed it to his house. No, they mailed it to Nicholas' house. But she could not remember what state it was they mailed it to, but knew it was where Nicholas had lived. Yeah, okay, I was right. Gypsy took $5,000 from a nightstand in Dee Dee's bedroom. Lutz said there was $10,000 in the nightstand originally. However, Dee Dee had put some money down for a new vehicle. It should be noted a contract between Dee Dee and Central Bank of the Ozarks was located for the purchase of a 2011 Nissan Cube on April 9th, 2015. The contract indicated $5,000 in cash was put down towards the purchase of the Nissan Cube. Gypsy told Lutz after the murder she and Nicholas called a cab, picked them up, and they went to North Glenstone, somewhere to a hotel. They rented a room for the night, and the next day they went to the Greyhound bus station in Springfield, Missouri to leave the state, but they could not get a ticket for the both of them, so they went back to the hotel and stayed another night. Gypsy told several of the female inmates on Tower 2 about how Lutz was strong, arming her for phone time. Lutz says she never used Gypsy's phone time and denied the allegation. Gypsy told Lutz if she and Nicholas would have had a baby girl together, Nicholas wanted to have intercourse with the daughter because he was into incest. Gypsy had cried about Nicholas, but she never cried about her mother's death. Lutz said inmate Amanda Flores had told her Gypsy talked about how she planned different ways. So what I'm getting here is this person named Lutz point of view and how Gypsy told her about that night. So from what we know is that Golda John, Nick, is a wackadoodle and he's into incest. He kind of like the Whittakers. He likes to keep it inbred in the family. Ew. Another thing is it just showed us Gypsy's it it showed us this. She's a wackadoodle. But it's just so weird how she goes to prison and like I understand when you go to prison or when you go to jail, people are like, "Oh, what are you in for?" And you wouldn't tell them the full. I would think that you wouldn't tell them the full story what you're in there for, but Gypsy was just like telling them like, "Oh yeah, like me and like my soon-to-be husband or boyfriend or whatever Nick was to her, unalived my mom, and this is how it happened. This is what went down, and this is what Nick wanted, and this is what Nick this and that." So the inmates are probably like, "What the fuck?" Like we are. We're kind of like, "What the fuck?" But she cried. So the fact that she cried over a man who wanted to grape her mom or her, who unalived her mom, who said that he wanted to grape their future daughter if they had one together. She's crying over him kind of than her mom. Well, let's see, I have more. Here we go. To kill her mother. Some of the ways she planned to kill her mother was by strangling, grape, poisoning, and stabbing. Let's said Gypsy told her she had paid for everything. The bus ticket, the hotel room for both nights, the cab fees. Let's fill out a statement, and the statement was put into the case. Let's had nothing further to add about the homicide. So Gypsy paid for everything. Well then. So this is from Mariah. I received an inmate to staff request from inmate Amanda, who was incarcerated in Greene County Justice Center, unrelated charges. Florida stated she had information about the homicide Gypsy was involved in. See supplement report on Florida's and the information she had given. Florida's gave me 2 other names of inmates, Mariah Rodriguez and Markayla Lutz, who wanted to talk to me. See supplement report on Lutz. I made contact with inmate Rodriguez, who was incarcerated in the Greene County Justice Center on unrelated charges. I advised Rodriguez of the reason of me contacting her. She stated the only reason she knew about Gypsy was she had written a letter to Rachel and Ray about her part in the murder was small. Rodriguez did not want to talk any further. I returned Rodriguez to the jail staff. The interview was video recorded and logged into evidence. So this Rodriguez girl said that she stated the only thing she knew about Gypsy was she had written a letter to a Rachel and Ray about her part in the murder was small. So who's Rachel and who's Ray? And where is this letter? Like, did they contact this Rachel and Ray person and ask them, what did Gypsy tell you? I'm wondering, if Gypsy wrote letters, did they look into those letters and see who she was writing to? She obviously needs more counseling, but she should be behind bars while getting it. A lot of people are saying that, Kitty Q, a lot of people on TikTok are saying that she needs counseling, but she needs to be behind bars while doing it. I don't know if she ever got counseling while she was incarcerated before she got out. I don't know. I don't know if she did. But I think this is the Google Drive. Because I think the one behind it is... Okay, here it is. Visit. We can read a little bit more on Gypsy Rose now that we're here. I did have the videos to show you, but obviously StreamYards is like, not tonight. So let us look at the PDF, the files. Okay. So I want to get to the point. I want to see the inmates, what the other inmates have to say. Because, I mean, clearly she was telling the inmates some stuff. She was telling them everything. She was telling them all the chisme that was going on. What she did, how she was involved, what Nick wanted. I can't click on it. So I want to read all this. This one, I want to read the letter. Okay, wait, what? So this is the table of contents. Okay, so they have search warrant for Nicholas' DNA, photographs of KVD knife, handwritten statement from Gypsy from the jail about marijuana found. So they found marijuana. Letter from Gypsy to Rachel. Interview with Amanda, Mariah, Michaela. Let's look at the marijuana, the Mary Jane that they found. And let's read this letter, if it's on here, to Rachel and Ray. Ooh, are we in one tonight? We already read so this is from the beginning. I want to read that letter. I want to read what she had to tell Rachel and Ray. First of all, who is Rachel and Ray to begin with? Oh, my nose. Sorry, I'm getting like bad allergies. This weather here in Texas is not it. So right here they're just talking about where they're talking to people about Dee Dee and Gypsy. Well, Gypsy missing, and then they found Dee Dee unalive. I want to see the letter. Oh, okay. Well, I never heard about this one. So let's read this one, and then we'll. So okay. So they interviewed a friend, I believe, has not been seen or heard from 2 days in the caller. Okay, so they talked to Kimberly Blanchard, a close friend, reported finding Facebook posts from unknown persons stating the two had been raped and murdered. Kimberly arrived with above evidence to find Dee Dee only vehicle, the Nissan Cube, in the driveway, and no one answered the door. Kimberly said both Dee Dee and Gypsy had several health issues requiring them both to be wheelchair bound. Dee Dee had issues? Wait. Was Dee Dee in a wheelchair? I don't remember that part. She got counseling. She's just fucking crazy. No, it's ands or buts. Yeah. Was Dee Dee sick? Was she wheelchair bound? I mean, if she was, I don't remember that. According to the statement made by the neighbors, David Blanchard, Tamara Rose, and Amy Pingart, Gypsy was very ill with degenerative genetic disorder unknown what type, but some sort of cancer, unknown what type. They had tried to call Dee Dee's cell phone multiple times and had not gotten an answer, which they said was unusual. Okay, so this is when they were trying to find Gypsy. I was gonna say Dee Dee, my bad. Then they talk about the post on Facebook that was made because of the suspicious messages that BITCH is dead and I fucking slashed that fat pig and raped her sweet innocent daughter. Her screams was so effing loud, LOL, coming from Facebook from Dee Dee Jip Blanchard. A search warrant for the residence was issued. Okay, yeah. I think people on TikTok allegedly were saying that Gypsy was the one who wrote that post where they're like that, she's dead. I slashed her. I raped her daughter. Some people were saying it was Gypsy. Other people were saying that Nick wrote it. I don't even know at this point. Okay. I want that letter. I want to read that letter. Let's read the letter. Can I find the letter? It'll be nice if I was able to click the table of contents and it would take me straight to that letter. But I basically have to find that letter. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Gypsy Rose? What do you guys think about everything that I just showed you and I'm reading to you? Should we do a Gypsy Rose Blanchard case where we talk about the case? Do you want to see the full supplement, the autopsy, the crime scene photos, the eyewitness statements? Do you want to see all that? If y'all guys do, let me know in the comments down below, or if you're in my live chat, let me know like right now if you guys want to do that. I could do that. But I want to read this letter, but where is this letter at? Okay, so this is... Okay, wait. I saw Flores. What is this? I, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, telephone number, street address. Okay, let's read this. I saw Flores using the toilet and I heard a crunch bag sound. I saw her put a small bag in her lady part area and asked, "What's that?" She said nothing. Then she pulled the bag out again and traded some marijuana or Mary Jane for commissionary to Elby, then gave some to Rodriguez. Is this from Gypsy Rose? Because if it is, I don't understand a fucking word she's saying. She misspelled a lot of stuff. To Rodriguez, a cellmate. Did she write cell with an S instead of a C? Rodriguez took it and they... What? They both ate it, got high. They went to sleep. Flores offered me some. I declined. She spelled decline wrong. The next day I went to take a something and told POD officer Babon what happened, then kept quiet until Monday when a cell check is done. Mary Jane was under her mat hidden in a paper. So basically, this is from Gypsy, and Gypsy said that she saw her cellmate had some Mary Jane and they got high and stuff, and then she went and told like the PO about it, and they were like, "Oh, this is what happened." And then they were saying that the next day that they got caught, like they did like the cell check, and that the Rodriguez got caught with the weed. That's it. That's pretty much what it was. But I mean, she spelled a lot of shit wrong. Okay, I couldn't even understand what the hell she wrote. Over here. Okay, so is this the letter? On August 3rd, 2015, I was contacted by Greene County Sheriff's Office Corrections Officer Dwight Willis about a letter he had received from Gypsy to be mailed to Rachel and Ray Miller. Correction Officer Willis stated he was advised by Greene County Prosecuting Attorney Dan Patterson to have the letter turned over to me and logged into evidence. I obtained the letter from Correction Officer Willis and signed a chain of custody form. I reviewed the letter and then logged the letter into evidence. You see, I can read the blurry shit better than I can read her writing. The letter was dated July 28, 2015, and contained information about how Gypsy was overwhelmed when she found out Rachel and Ray tried to write her a letter. She talked about how Nicholas was her ex-boyfriend and how the media is making her to be a monster when my part was small in this. Yet she felt as though she was taking a lot of the blame for for the murder. I'm sorry. She stated in the letter, "Yes, I'm in trouble. I'm a part of this horrible tragic act." Gypsy talked about how her life with her mother was not what everyone thought it was. She talked about how she was not sick, how she was very healthy. She claimed to not remember what happened because of the medication she was on. Damn. Jesus. Don't mind my Discord. Anyways, and that talked about how her life with her mother was not what everyone thought it was. She talked about how she was not sick, she was healthy. She claimed not to remember what happened because of the medication she was on. She talked about how the relationship was building with her biological father and about how she would be able to stay with him when she gets out of jail. The letter did not contain anything else permanent to the homicide case. So basically, whoever Rachel and Ray Miller were, they wrote a letter to Gypsy Rose. She basically wrote back to them, told them, like, you know, she had small involvement in the murder of her mom, basically saying that, yes, it's a horrendous act, but she's the monster and all this, that people are painting her as the monster. She even said she's not sick, she's healthy, but she couldn't remember anything because of the medications that her mom was forcing her to take. She also said how she's building a relationship with her father and how she could go live with him when she gets out. But let's backtrack. Okay. She's claiming she had small part in her mom's murder. Wasn't she the one, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't she the one who planned it, or was it Nick? Wasn't she the one who sent him the video, actually, of her scoping the house, of her walking into her mother's room where her mother lays, showing him what she wants Nick to do? Wasn't she the one who, they said, paid for everything from the bus tickets to the hotel room to them trying to leave? So I'm a little confused. How is that a small act in this? That's kind of 50-50. They both had 50-50 part. So I'm kind of like, how is that a small act? I mean, she said it herself. She wasn't sick. Okay, she was very healthy. So that part we know. She was never sick. She was healthy. She said it herself. I was never sick. I was actually a healthy kid. But her mom made her sick. So she says, and that she was taking medication and don't remember a lot of stuff because, remember in the documentaries, if you go and look at the documentaries, she said her mom forced her to take medication. Let me pause on that real quick. Let me show you a video that surfaced. Shout out to Into the Weeds. Into the Weeds is calling out Gypsy Rose on everything. Like, whoever owns the Into the Weeds podcast is just like, nah. Like, they're calling it out. They're calling her out. They're calling out John. They're calling out this person. Let me show you a video that I got off of TikTok. Obviously, I don't think it's going to play the volume, but I'll just transcribe it for you. So this is Gypsy Rose talking about prenatal and fertilized pills so she can get pregnant. Now, mind you, allegedly, this was all taken before Dee Dee was unalived. Now, if you remember, she claimed that her mother would I'm not even showing you the picture. The video, my bad. Now, if you remember, Gypsy allegedly said that her mom would force her to take pills. She would handwritten doctor's notes. She would fake the notes, give them to the pharmacy, to the doctor, to the hospital, for Gypsy to be on medication, for Gypsy to do tests, for Gypsy to get surgery, for her to do this, for her to do that. But yet Gypsy is taking pregnancy pills so she can get pregnant, for her to ovulate and be fertilized, for prenatal pills. I just don't, I mean, it just doesn't, make sense. Because if she claims that her mother was forcing her to take medication because she was sick, then how is she taking pregnancy medication? Where was she hiding these pregnancy medications at? Where was she hiding the baby clothes? Where was she hiding the wigs? Where was she hiding the lingerie? Where was she hiding the cell phones? Where was she hiding all this stuff at? If this was taken before Dee Dee Blanchard was ever unalived, where was all this at? And how did Dee Dee not see it? I mean, she claimed that her mother was very overprotective. She claimed that her mother was always chained to her, always glued to her. They were always with each other. So where was Dee Dee with all this? You get what I'm saying? Now let's read the comments, because this person put, remember when she got pregnant with Aurora, who is her daughter, she claimed she was taking prenatal vitamins before she even got pregnant. She hasn't changed one bit. She just changed the sperm donor. Poor Ken got trapped. Notice not a single med forced by her mom in there, or prescription medication. It was no secret. Her pop said it outlooked, or her pop said it out loud for everyone to hear. Ken was sitting right there when he said it. I don't remember where that was said at. I bet Ken doesn't feel so special now, does he? He was like third choice. There needs to be a new documentary about this case, and this time with the truth and showing Gypsy was never a victim. She's a true predator. She said she was already taking prenatal vitamins before she got pregnant because she heard they were good for her hair and nails. What's sad is she told Nick she was pregnant but lost it due to her mom. That's what hurt him, probably even more. He really, really thought she was saving her. The totes full of stolen baby clothes, shoes, passies. Now she has a kid. Yeah, we already all knew. Someone put, yeah, we already knew that. Justice for Claudine. Somebody put, I need to see Ken's reaction. Seek therapy. You weird bitch. Someone put, she tells him in the text messages too. Sorry. I mean, this live is beyond eye-opening, and just think there's more videos. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to think at this point. Where is all this new stuff coming from? Well, FOIA requests. I mean, I feel like to us it's new, but if you put the FOIA in, I think you'll get all the information. I just think that it's new to us because we've never seen it. We only saw what police showed us, what the detective showed us, what the media showed us. We only saw half of the Gypsy Dee Dee Blanchard case. And now that Into the Woods is showing us more of this perspective, we're kind of like, where in the F was this at? What in the F did we see? Now people are like, oh my gosh, she has a daughter. Look at the signs. Someone needs to investigate her. CPS needs to be involved. People are saying like, Ken needs to see this. A lot of people are like, where is all, what is going on? So again, Into the Weeds does have the full video. They do have the full pictures. They pretty much have everything on there. I subscribed onto my channel. My channel. So I subscribe to them. If you guys want to subscribe to them, you can. It's actually in the live comments right now, but I will post this on the comments after I end it, and I will post my Discord. Because if you guys want to see the full TikTok videos that I posted, you're more than welcome to. If you guys want to see other stuff that I posted and we didn't get to hear the volume, it's all on there. I do want to get in contact with Into the Weeds podcast and see if we could link up and talk more about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case, because I have questions. I do want to talk about Gypsy Rose now that I've seen all this, because I feel like we need to know the full truth. I think we only got half of the truth, or what the media, or what the what basically what PD, the media, and everyone wanted us to see. I feel like we need to see the full thing. So I'm gonna try and get into contact with Into the Weeds and see if we can like make a big live stream together about Gypsy Rose. And yeah, but they do have a live set for tomorrow, and they're gonna show part 2 of the videos and pictures that they have. So if you guys want to go and see it, subscribe to them. Into the Weeds, if you come across my channel and you're seeing this, hit me up. Let's talk. I got comment. I got questions. We need to talk. Okay, we need to talk. So Into the Weeds, if you see this live stream, hit me up. There's my Discord. There's my email. There's my social medias on my description bio. Let's talk. Okay? Because I think my subscribers, after they see this, they're going to be like, what the F? But yeah, what is this? Okay, this I can't read. I need to find the full, like, the... Alright, I can kind of read some of it. I can't read all of it. I'm a little blind. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't even read that. I need to find, like, the full unblurred one. But, this is on my channel, on my Discord too, but I'm going to get you a better copy of it, because I feel like we need to read it. But so far, we are in 2 hours and 43 minutes in. What do you guys think about everything I told you tonight? We talked about David and Celeste. We talked about Jeffrey Epstein. We talked about Danika Troy. We talked about Gypsy Rose. Like, we went from case to case to case, but I think the last case that I talked to you guys about, you're probably going to be like, what the fuck? Because that's how I was. I was like, what the fuck? Did I just see? What did I just hear? Yeah, I do have more clips, but obviously due to StreamYard's not wanting to play the volume, I can't really show you. But if you're in my Discord, I'll link the thread so you guys can go and hear it all. I am gonna do a video upload of Courtney Clenney. Now, if you don't know who Courtney Clenney is, now I'm switching topics to Courtney Clenney. Let me tell you a little bit about who Courtney Clenney was and what happened. I do have a lot of body cam footage to show you. I have the 911 call. I have the, I think it's the criminal complaint. I have the affidavit. I have all that to show you. But I'm going to do that on a video upload for you guys, because I do want you guys to hear like the full 911 call. I want you to hear all that I have. So who's Courtney Clenney and why am I talking about her? So Courtney Clenney is a OF model. She's an OnlyFans model. She makes content on a page where like Corn, Porn, people go, and it's just a different platform. That's what OF is. Says she stabbed her boyfriend in self-defense. Friends claim that she was the abuser. So this case happened like I think a few years back. No, I don't want to subscribe to the Rolling Stones. So there's only one person who knows exactly what happened shortly before 5 p.m. on Sunday, April 3rd, to leave Christian Toby Obumseli deceased from a stab wound. According to her lawyer, that person is back home in Texas with her parents, grieving the loss of her boyfriend and recovering from the ordeal. In the weeks since then, certain details at least have become clear after 26-year-old OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney stabbed Obumseli, 27, one time in his upper chest inside the apartment 2201 at Miami luxury waterfront high-rise 1 Paracel. She called 911. The Miami police came and restrained Clenney's hands behind her back. According to a shanky video shot by a neighbor with a view through her apartment floor to ceiling windows, in the aftermath, Clenney sat on the floor, her light-colored sweatpants covered in a dark stain, with one of her dogs licked her face. According to Clenney's lawyer, Frank Preto, she had become soaked in Obumseli's blood while trying to revive him. She tried to administer first aid as best as she could. She called 911. Her lawyer tells Rolling Stone she got covered in his blood trying to save his life. Yeah, and doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound like someone we talk? Ellen Greenberg and Sam Goldberg. Doesn't that give you a little bit of Ellen Greenberg vibes? Remember, Ellen, justice for Ellen Greenberg. Ellen, we are going to come back and talk about you because I'm not done, okay? I want everyone to know what happened to you, Ellen Greenberg. I want justice for you. And the police department need to look into Sam Goldberg. They really do. They really need to reopen this case and have it relooked at the right way. Okay, none of this little secret meetings or nothing like that. This gives me Ellen Greenberg vibes because remember, Sam claimed that the door was locked inside the apartment. Remember, he busted it open. He went in. He saw Ellen was, deceased on the floor. He tried to, quote unquote, revive her, but he couldn't because he claimed that her knife. I'm sorry. Let me do it in his words. Her knife was in her chest, and they asked him, well, how'd the knife get there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe she fell on it. Maybe she self-inflicted herself, like they say. Now, when the Courtney Clenney case was coming out, a lot of people on TikTok were saying allegedly that Obumseli had self-inflicted himself. They think that he did it. A lot of people were saying that this was Ellen Greenberg 2.0. Some people were saying that Obumseli was abusive to Courtney. A lot of people were saying that no, Courtney was the abuser. Lots of hearsay, dare say. But in my opinion, just how I say that, well, I'm still going to say it, that Sam Goldberg is the one who unalived Ellen. I'm going to say it here. Courtney is the one who unalived Obumseli, and there's lots of videos that are surfacing of her beating Obumseli inside a elevator, and I think another place too. Barreto says he joined Clenney at the police station that night, adding that she gave officers a statement voluntary during the course of which she said something that led them to believe she might harm herself. I thought it was best to make sure she was okay. And the police spoke to me about Baker acting, somebody in which an involuntary commitment to the hospital. Barreto said Clenney was admitted, then discharged less than 48 hours later. She soon returned home to Texas. In a public statement released 4 days after Obumseli's death, police called it a domestic violence incident and said the couple had been involved in a physical altercation. The Miami-Dade County medical examiner confirmed to Rolling Stone that they had ruled the death as homicide. No arrest has been made, and the police will say only that the investigation is ongoing. In the meantime, two narratives have emerged. The first is from Clenney's camp. According to Barreto, Clenney admits to killing Obumseli and claims that she was a survivor of ongoing domestic violence who acted in self-defense. He says he knows of a witness speaking to the police who saw Obumseli hit Clenney and points to a TV news segment where an anonymous neighbor of the couple the week before I'm sorry, I skipped a page. The segment where an anonymous neighbor of the couple said he saw Obumseli swing at Clenney at their apartment the week before Obumseli was killed. Barreto said Obumseli had attempted to choke Clenney, and that's why she stabbed him. Christian was committing a crime and she had every right to defend herself. Barreto tells Rolling Stone that is not a whodunit. It's unfortunately a case of self-defense, and she feels horrible. Obumseli's family had argued that the attack by Clenney was unprovoked, that Obumseli was never abusive towards his girlfriend, that Clenney is receiving preferential treatment from law enforcement because she is a white woman. They also claim detectives have treated the family of Obumseli, a black man, dismissively. They indicated they closed their investigation less than 24 hours after Obumseli's death, says Larry Handel, the lawyer for the Obumseli family. He says that after he set up a meeting with the state's attorney, that police agreed to investigate further. Miami police have not responded to her request for comment. This is not a whodunit. It's unfortunately a case of self-defense, and she feels horrible. Now, friends and others who knew the couple have came forward to Rolling Stone saying they feel compelled to change Clenney's story. Together, they paint a picture of the relationship in which Clenney was physically abusive, and Obumseli sought to appease her and calm her down. The reality is we see a lot of domestic violence and was on her end. One friend says, who knew the couple when they lived in Austin. Reporting also suggests Clenney abused substances and had allegedly been violent towards at least 2 other men before Obumseli before she had a relationship with Obumseli. Barreto acknowledged the alleged violence, and Clenney and Obumseli's relationship have gone both ways, and he says that doesn't change her claim of self-defense in the stabbing. Clenney also appears to have a habit of joking about being the toxic girlfriend in March 2022. She appeared on the comedy podcast We in Miami, where she talked about how she only dates black guys, and then clarified that she meant to say she only dates rich black guys. At one point, the host said, "Raise your hand if you think you're toxic," and Clenney's great, where to go? If you're toxic, there we go. God dang it. And Clenney's hand, and Courtney raised her hand. And then it goes on. On Instagram, Clenney posts as Courtney Taylor with bleached blonde extensions and a girl next door smile. She shares bikini photos from Tulum vacations and Bondour photo shoots in barely there lingerie with her 2 million followers. On OnlyFans, where all her wall posts get hundreds of likes each, and one fellow influencer says Clenney made enough money to rent an apartment for $10,000 a month. Her bio reads, a full-time fitness model, a foodie living with 2 dogs, Jesse and Ranger. I moved to Miami, so I need your positive vibes. Her social media has been dormant since the day of the stabbing, and her lawyer declined to make her available for any interview, saying that she's not in a good place right now. However, Clenney's lawyer says her Bragducci, if I'm saying that right, is in line with her OnlyFans persona and doesn't represent the real Courtney. Courtney is a different person than Courtney Taylor. Prieto says that's her persona, making comments like that. It's the theater of it, the show of it. That's not her true self. I need water. Hold on. I am going to be doing a video upload on Courtney Clenney and Obumseli. So stay tuned for that, because that will be uploaded probably like tomorrow night. I have to record it and do all that. But we are going to hit almost 3 hours already. It's midnight my time. So what do you guys think about everything we talked about, from David to Celeste, from Jeffrey Epstein to I think we talked about Danika Troy. We talked about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Then we talked a little bit about Courtney Clenney. So what do you guys think so far of everything we talked about? Do you guys want me to come back and talk more about cases that I talked about tonight, cases that I talked about before? Do you guys want to talk more about Gypsy Rose Blanchard? I know after people hear it, they're going to want me to talk more about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. But how was tonight's live? I'm still in awe, shocked, honestly. I am kind of like, what in the F did I just what did I just read? What did I just see when we talked about Gypsy Rose? Now I am gonna get into contact with Into the Weeds and see if they want to like link up. They want to do like a live stream together, and just talk about Gypsy Rose. It's 1 a.m. here. I gotta go. A lot of subjects were all of the subjects were great. You did good on all of them. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We love you, Kitty Q. I hope you have a good night. I know you gotta go to bed. I know Dawn was here. I think Dawn went to bed. But yeah. What do you guys think? I'm gonna get in contact with Into the Weeds, see what they gotta say. Let's see if they want to link up and talk about Gypsy Rose, or if you guys want to link up with me and talk about a case, or if you want me to jump on your panel, let me know. But yeah, I'm going to end it here because my voice is starting to give out a little bit. It's 1 o'clock, maybe later for some people. It's midnight my time. I need to do my Courtney Clenney research a little bit more. I want to make sure I have everything for you guys before I upload the video of Courtney Clenney. That will be uploaded tomorrow night. I will not be live tomorrow night. I will be in the Into the Weeds podcast. I want to see what they're going to say or what they're going to show more of Gypsy Rose and Nicholas Goldajon. I will put their link in the comments after. I will put my Discord. I'll link Danny's channel. I know Danny. I think I don't know if he's live still. I'll link his channel. I'll link OB. I know OB's live. OB can go on all night. I love OB. I'll link Don Marie, Duty Ron. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best. If you're on my replay crew, you guys are amazing. Make sure you like, subscribe, put that bell on because I have a lot more cases to talk about. We are not done. We have more cases to talk about. We have more cases to revisit. We still need to finish Ellen Greenberg. My voice is kind of dying because I talked a lot. But you guys are the best. I love you all. May you have a good rest of your Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Why did I say Sunday? Saturday, Sunday. I will post the next live pretty soon and the next topic we're going to talk about. You guys are the best. I love you all. It's been an amazing stream. It's been very a lot of information that we talked about. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best. I love you all. Bye, guys.